we'll go through our interests first. I'm an upcoming senior. My interest is in computational biology. I would really love to go into that field and then eventually end up in medicine, either do research or as a practitioner. I did not like SolidWorks as much as she did. I understand it was a struggle. The learning curve was hard. Sorry, Dr. It was very enjoyable to learn about that. But first, I want to start talking. I want to thank especially Professor Carlos Gamilo Vasquez for all of his guidance. The biggest takeaway from me, just from his experience, was his passion. I know all of us, we saw how dynamic he was in a classroom environment and how much it stood out to us. That he really took the time to make sure that every single idea, when it came to magnetism, relating that to electricity, learning how to create magnets, and started off as a major in magnets or something. It was an interdisciplinary field where someone like me, who's more interested in, say, biology, can still join and see what they're going to do with those applications. I'll talk about the applications later, but there was a little video here of the magnet going up and down with the current from the top of the coil. So that machine turns AC to DC electricity here, and then it causes my little magnet, not floating the most, but it moves toward that direction. Next slide, please. So at first, this is what my SolidWorks design looked like. If you recognize it, this is based off something called a Blackbird B2. It's a very famous airplane that the military uses, and I found out firsthand why airplanes look the way they do and why airplanes don't look like boats, because they float well. But here are some of the prints that we had at the end. We had a lot of fun as a group. I know there weren't many photos, now we're going to add more, but there were some people making Swiss cheese. There's some in the back of video game icons, including the Triforce from Legend of Zelda. There was a cursor, there was Lego blocks. It was very interesting to see what all my colleagues came into. Something interesting, I digress a little, but I was talking to Diego actually about SolidWorks in general, and he was telling me that SolidWorks is a class offered by UCI, and it lasts for a quarter, and it's the official class where you get credits for it. So it's still amazing to me, and it amazed some of our TAs that we were able to pick up those skills in less than 5 hours, make something tangible with them, and then do something to actually make them race, or in this case earlier, to see how the bridges came out. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. Nice little presentation. But before we end, actually, I know that all the students know this. We're passing some cards around to we'd like to recognize all of the TAs and Aaliyah. This is all Valerie's work. She got all these cards. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Really appreciate it.
I don't think and this is for Dr. Carson.
That was a great presentation. Thank you so much for that. Oh, there's one more here. I like your honesty with SolidWorks, That's how we do it. Congrats. Okay, picture. 3, 2. That's a real.